Hello, everyone. I just wanted you to see that a lot of things that I haven't been telling you. Okay, so like I've been telling these church folks, I'm going to go on to church, and I have been telling these people that I had this scar on my right side. So I show them the scar, and they are extra satisfied. They were out of this world looking at this scar, and they were like, wow, that's amazing, you know, because it's really there. And many of you just don't see this because I'm on camera and I'm making videos and I look like a total idiot, basically. I'm a retard. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I find it quite funny because arguing with me is like arguing with a brick wall. Now, if I was really lying to you, then I would transverse. I would argue with you. But when you argue with me, you have nothing to argue about. Nothing. Because it's either I tell you a lie or I tell you the truth. And it's not that hard to see. It's really not. I understand you think my videos are trash because it's too hard for you to handle. It's too much for you to handle. So you say things like that. You insult me. You call me an idiot. You say I need help. It's too much for you to handle. Now, I guarantee you, if somebody were to show you the Shroud of Turin and they were to test it, you would do this, do that. That's not enough. Keep doing it. Keep doing that. Nope. That's not nothing will ever satisfy you. Nothing. Because you're ignorant of the truth. You don't want the truth to be let out. And the whole point I'm trying to make here is you can't just pretend like everything's okay. Like I'm okay. Now, if you're telling me that I'm lying to you when you know that I'm not going to bluff, and you know that I'm not going to sit there and argue with you because I have nothing to argue about. So therefore, you know that I'm telling the truth, right? I have nothing to argue about. You didn't know that, did you? Now, this whole time, I have not been telling you these things. There's a secret to everything, honey. A secret. Even the most brightest of geniuses are out there waiting for somebody to step into the trap. And I happen to be one of those people. When you look at me and you tell me that I'm a retard, that I'm an idiot, that I'm Dave-tarded, or whatever you said on RuneScape, you know, it's not like I really gave a damn. I mean, you made me mad. You really upset me because, well, I know that's not true. I mean, I've said a lot of things you didn't like. I've said a lot of intelligent things that you didn't agree with because you're never satisfied. You don't want the truth. You just ignore the truth. If somebody told you the truth, you would go out of your way to disprove it. You wouldn't agree with it. You wouldn't accept it because you're a wussy and you don't know how to accept the truth. You don't even know what the truth is. And even if you did, even if there was the truth, and the truth was very there, and it was real, and you saw that it was the truth, you would still reject it. You would still reject it. You are so ignorant. Truly I say to you, have been so ignorant of all your ways. You have gone into this place, to the gates of Hades and of death. You know, Hades is Greek mythology. It's not real. It's not. You want to know something? See, a lot of that stuff was written in Greek. Now, do you think that Jesus, being a Jew, would have disciples that are Greek or Romans? Now, I need you to think about this. Because the Romans and the Jews did not get along. They did not. The Romans and the Jews did not partake in each other. The disciples and the Romans did not partake in each other. They did not wear Roman robes. They did not study Greek mythology. They did not even care if Hades was there. Dude, I need you to see that. Remember when it said, when this Jesus that you think is Jesus, has said that he would come on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and chariots and horsemen and all these angels that are going to be with him. Now, I need you to get this, okay? What does this sound like to you? Does this sound like Greek mythology, or does it sound like Jewishness? Is this paganism, or is this a real religion? Everybody can believe, and it is real. So let me explain this to you. Jesus truly resurrected, right? Now, does that sound like Greek mythology or a real religion? Well, does it? No, it does not sound like Greek mythology. Because there's nothing found about Jesus' death and resurrection and Moses and that is found in Greek mythology. If you go read Greek mythology, you will see everything. You will see that most of that stuff, or some of that stuff in that Bible, are just not true. It's not true. I need you to see that. Okay? Like, these... See, the Romans and the other people did not get along. The disciples and Romans did not get along. You see, it took the Roman Empire. Look, okay, so what about Roman Catholics, for instance? Roman Catholics followed Roman paganism. They took after the Romans. They defeated the Romans, and they went about their own day, and they went about their own lives, and they preached another gospel. And this gospel was a piece of Roman paganism and a part of Christianity. And what they did was they put those two things together to form one thing. And now you really start to understand the counterparts between these two things. They're not real. They're not real. Now, it is possible to resurrect. But when you add something that sounds like Greek mythology or any other kind of mythology, something that's not real, and you apply it to that mythology that was written in books and pages and all these other things that were not true, when you start to see the difference, that's when you start to realize that you can't have Christian and paganism in the same area. You can't. They're not the same thing. Christianity was a real thing. Greek mythology was a real religion, but it's based on something that is not real. It's not real. And There have been so many Christians and people. We should know that most of that stuff that is Greek mythology is not real. It's not. I mean, it has been disputed in every single way. Greek mythology has been disputed. It has been proven wrong, and it has been disproportionately proven wrong. And Greek mythology is just not real. It's not. There's no archaeological proof to prove that it's real. There's nothing that in there that can prove that it's real. Nothing. Okay? Now, you have to understand that Romans and Jews, they wore the same type of clothing. But it's only because linen was cheap. It was very cheap. It was very easy to get. And you can just go buy it with a mere morsel. It's not very expensive. It's not. It's very cheap. So all you had to do was go to a shop and buy a whole bunch of linen robes. And you could put on a bunch of linen robes. And that's how it was, right? Losma hamultish bede sebishvat. Losma la hamultish bede behalfodma hamultish bede. Losish zalama hamultish bela hamachaytish ete avalach. You understand what I'm saying? That's Aramaic. Not everybody can speak this language. I have a family that thinks I'm crazy. I live in a community home with disabled people, and everybody thinks I'm cuckoo. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I don't know why. Because a lot of people already see in Jesus Christ. A lot of people. And I believe that in Jesus Christ. And to put me in a worse situation than this is very risky. You want to know why? Because looking at my face, I look like the images of Jesus Christ. Very similar, very close, very, very close. And I'm talking about indisputably close. It's like there's no way to argue with it. If you look at me and you can already tell that I'm Jesus Christ, based off of what we read in the scriptures and based off the archaeological and the historical evidence that we find concerning the images that they got concerning Jesus Christ. It's all too real. It's all too close. And for you to sit there and argue with that is insane. It's insane. You're wasting your breath. You're wasting your life. For all you know, I could be your only way to heaven. Why would you not want to go to heaven? Why would you not want to ascend? Why? You don't want to take that chance? Think about this. Think about this. You're making a very risky choice. Very risky choice. It's either you... Because I guarantee you don't know what's going to happen after you die. You can only make so many assumptions to the point to where you don't even know what's real anymore. You end up being so depressed. I hate my life. I just can't stand this. I want to kill myself. You're going to go insane. If you believe that there's a life after death and you don't have to resurrect or ascend or do any of that, you're going to go insane. You're going to go insane. And many of you are already doing that. You can't keep assuming this. You're making a very risky decision. You're trying to convince people that this stuff is all real. It's not real. Do you understand me? It's not real. Okay? Why I'm asking you to be careful because you don't know who I am. But eventually you will figure it out. Eventually. When it's all too late. And when I ascend to the heavens, and you really needed me the most, I wasn't there anymore. And all of you perished in the way. And when you tried to seek me, you lost. Because I was your only chance. You see, when you start to read part of the scriptures, you'll start to see a part that sounds true, and a part that is Greek mythology. Parts that were put onto another part that's true versus something that is untrue, something that is a myth rather than truth. You can't put a myth and you can't put the truth in the same area, because when you do that, they're always fighting with each other, and you're always going to fight over it. You're never going to get anywhere. You're just fighting with each other constantly without end. There's no way to argue with that. There's no way. You can try all the things in the world to argue with that, but when you start to see that you're not getting anywhere with it, you need to stop and think, am I getting anywhere with this? No, you're not. You constantly keep going. You don't quit. You just don't stop, do you? What kind of world do we live in? What kind of world do we live in? It's a very dangerous world. I get that, because everybody's always fighting over what they think the truth is. You see, you think that having a man having sex with another man is going to solve all your problems? No. Now, are you leaving behind a good legacy when a man is having sex with a man? Are you leaving behind a good legacy? No, you're not. First of all, the point of having sex is having children. And part of having children is leaving behind a legacy to your children, that they might grow up and follow the ordinances that are true, that are correct. Now, if you're gay, God does not support that. Does not. God only supports what is right and what's righteous on the side of my Father in heaven, whom you do not know, and whom you will find out. And you shall know always that I am the Son, and there shall be no end to this argument. And you will grow in saying, and like I have said in the scriptures, many of you who stand will fight, and you will be joyful in that fight, and then you will be pitiful. You will run blind, naked, and miserable. Remember that. I have said those words. And the reason why I haven't been speaking correctly is because, well, I've been through a lot. Many of you cannot see that I have because, well, you're not convinced that reincarnation is real. But you have to understand, according to Buddhist theology, according to the theory of Buddhism, the only way that somebody can come back into a new life is to reincarnate. But you can, in Christianity, add reincarnation to heaven and hell. You can. Because remember what has been said about what is possible, what is impossible with man is possible with God. Remember these things, because you're going to need them in situations where you feel like reincarnation is impossible because something in another religion does not go right with a Christian religion, and you just can't say that reincarnation is real because it's part of a religion that doesn't support heaven and hell. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, if you're going to say that heaven is heaven and hell is impossible with man and is possible with God, then you can also say that if reincarnation is impossible with man, then it is possible with God. Now, many of you will say that reincarnation is impossible because it's witchcraft and it doesn't come from God. Now, the reason why this is not true is because God can do things like that too. But you're looking at what God cannot do. That you cannot say that God cannot do anything, because then you would be calling Yeshua a liar. And you can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot. Because clearly it has been said that whatever is impossible with man is possible with God. Remember these words that which come out of my mouth. Have a very nice day. I love y'all. And bye-bye.